Tonight, after budget pressures had off-peak riders waiting longer for LRT.
One of the key things right now is patience, which is a really frustrating thing to ask of riders.
Today's city budget will take some of the wait time back, cutting daytime intervals to 6 minutes and trimming early evening times too. In the thick of it.
For those people who pray for a white Christmas, well, this will certainly be one.
Snow falling all day and won't stop this evening. Tough for drivers, brilliant for dreamers loving the near guarantee of a white Christmas. And offering a reward in the hunt for a possible killer.
We know there's people possibly in British Columbia, in the Ottawa area, that have information on Corey's last moments.
As Ottawa police now say they believe a Greely man missing since 2019 was the victim of a homicide. Good evening. We begin tonight with developing news out of City Hall. The final debate on the 2026 municipal budget still underway as councillors decide how to spend taxpayer dollars next year. And while much of the budget remains unchanged from the draft document unveiled a few weeks ago, transit is the exception. Council is making some major adjustments, including deciding to increase the frequency of the LRT. Welcome news for many transit riders. We'll have more on that in just a moment. But first, let's take a look at what councillors are set to vote on. The budget includes a 3.75% property tax hike, which would add $166 to the average property tax bill. Moments ago, councillors did approve the transit budget, which includes an 8% increase to the transit levy. The police budget also received a stamp of approval earlier today with a 5% increase, the largest in years. For homeowners, water rates will be going up, an average of $47. Waste services, an extra $24. All this means the average homeowner will be paying an extra $237 next year. CTV's Leah LaRocque joins us live from an all-day session at City Hall with the latest. Leah.
Well, Patricia, the debate continues. If you just take a look behind my shoulder, you'll see that councillors are still debating. We're into about hour 8 now of budget debates, but this is a very important debate that you don't want to rush because it's how the city is going to spend your tax dollars. The city has about a $5 billion operating budget, and so far there haven't been too many main changes, except, as you mentioned, when it comes to transit. Starting in April, if the main budget passes, trains will come more often on weekdays to every 6 minutes between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. and to every 7.5 minutes between 6 p.m. and 7:30. Currently, trains come every 5 minutes during peak hours, but only 10 minutes on off-peak hours. Also, starting in July, councillors voted to give those under 18 a big break. They will be able to ride for free on weekends, holidays, and during the summer months of July and August. But main fares are going up to $138.50 for a monthly pass. That's a 2.5% increase. OC Transpo has a nearly $1 billion budget. Many councillors raising the issue of reliability, calling buses the Achilles heel of the system, questioning if improvements being made are enough.
I think one of the key things right now is patience, which is a really frustrating thing to ask of councillors and to ask of riders, but it is going to take some time to get through, work out the issues here.
Patience. Yeah, it's been 10 years. 3 distinct periods where we've put passengers through hell.
Councillors asking how much it would cost to fix the service, but OC Transpo boss says the answer isn't as clear-cut.
We know that we need to improve the reliability, the punctuality, and the bus service. But additional funds right now won't fix our immediate problems. Our biggest challenge right now is our bus fleet is aging.
Now, those improvements, including the LRT frequency as well as some free transit for youth, of course, that isn't free. It's going to cost the city hundreds of thousands of dollars. The money to pay for that will come from projected fuel savings. Now, OC Transpo still has that $47 million projected hole in it. How are they going to pay for that? Well, the hope is that some money is going to come from other levels of government stepping in with some funding and also some revenue from when the East End LRT opens. But again, we still don't have a clear date of that. Councillors also hoping on projected savings from when the LRT is uploaded to the province. Patricia.
And Leo, we mentioned the big bump in the police budget, another $26 million there. That was a whole debate in itself today.
Absolutely. Ottawa Police Chief Eric Stubbs was grilled for more than 3 hours today from councillors on that $26 million boost for the 2026 budget. A lot of the debate centering around the Anchor program, that alternative crisis line that we call, and who is the appropriate service to call for when there is a mental health crisis in the community, and the police chief saying it doesn't have to be either or.
But we do have a large piece of that pie based on, the small size of Anchor right now. But we're working with them. It's not us versus them. So don't put a wedge between us, because it doesn't exist in reality.
Under next year's budget, the average homeowner will pay an extra $36 for police services. So the funding will also include the hiring of 25 new officers, covering salary increases, as well as police's move to a new district policing model that is going to start this month. But it's also, Patricia, very important to note that this is the last city budget that councillors will discuss before the next municipal election, and already some big themes are emerging that could appear on the ballot box: police, transit, and infrastructure.
All right, CTV's Leah LaRocque live from City Hall tonight, hoping you get a vote soon. Thank you for this. And you can scan the QR code on the bottom of your screen to link to us online, or visit ctvnewsottawa.ca. We have more details on the 2026 municipal budget and what will cost you more next year. Well, turning now to the snowstorm causing traffic delays and messy commutes across the city this hour. The region dealing with yet another dump of snow a week and a half before the official start of winter. An overnight parking ban is in place, and dozens of schools across eastern Ontario were forced to cancel bus service this morning. Now, as of 4 p.m., Environment Canada recorded 8 centimeters at the Ottawa airport, but that snow is still falling and is expected to continue overnight. As we take a live look at the traffic on the Queensway right now, we are hearing anecdotal reports of some pretty good delays heading out to the suburbs. You can see a lot of the vehicles moving quite slowly on some snow-covered roads there, so you do want to take it easy out there. CTV's Austin Lee has a sense of what it's like outside right now here in the Byward Market. Austin, snowy and a little chilly.
Yeah, Patricia, first of all, it must be pretty nice to be inside. Seems like it's probably pretty warm and toasty in there. So again, that must be nice. It would also be nice if drivers make sure they don't park on any residential streets, because that parking ban that you mentioned, it goes into effect in a little under an hour. And so anyone who doesn't have an on-street parking permit, and if you leave your car on the street, you may get it towed. You may also get yourself a ticket. The snow keeps on falling in Ottawa, and some are enjoying it more than others.
No, not when I go out in it. It'd be nice if the roads were a little more clear.
Love it. Yeah, seasonal. Can't wait for Christmas.
By the time it's all said and done, upwards of 20 centimeters is expected as an Alberta clipper passes through.
It crossed over some open lakes, the Great Lakes, the Northern Lakes, and so it's actually got a lot more moisture associated with it than when it left home.
The City of Ottawa issuing an overnight winter weather parking ban in effect from 7 p.m. until 7 a.m. Only vehicles with on-street parking permits will be allowed to park on the streets.
We do encourage you to make alternate parking arrangements for your vehicles. If they are still on the road during the ban, you do risk getting ticketed by our bylaw services, and it will impact how fast we can get through our maintenance beats on our residential streets.
Environment Canada has issued a yellow snowfall warning, but it's not what you may be thinking.
Hey, it wouldn't be as bad as an orange warning, and certainly red, you'd probably have to call out the Army. This one has significance to it. I think the winds will add to it. The blowing and the drifting snow, reduced visibilities, all this makes the impacts a little bit more significant.
And as drivers brace for the winter conditions,
Snow tires work, so it's all right for now. But yeah, it'll probably end up getting off the road in about an hour.
city crews are hard at work, scraping, salting, and improving traction.
We're focused on our priority roads, priority sidewalks, as well as our winter cycling network. So that's the main focus right now.
School buses operating as normal in Ottawa Wednesday, but they were canceled elsewhere in Eastern Ontario. And as students prepare for the winter break,
For those people who hope and dream and beg and pray for a white Christmas, well, this will certainly be one. I just don't see no way the snow is going to leave you.
The first official day of winter isn't until December 21st, but it certainly doesn't feel that way right now. And for what it's worth, over the past couple of months, we've already seen about 50 centimeters of snow, which, Patricia, is definitely above average for this time of year.
A lot of cancellations tonight, including book club for me, so I don't love that. But a white Christmas will be nice for sure. Austin, thank you. CTV's Austin Lee live for us tonight. This is what he is out in as we take a live look through our Centennial Glass sky cam. -5 out there right now, so not as cold as yesterday, but certainly a lot of snow. And Jackie is hiding away from it at Place d'Orleans for us tonight. Nice and festive there as we get set for a white Christmas, Jackie.
Yes, Patricia, on a snowy day like today, I think it's agreed that we love to be indoors here at Place d'Orleans for Toy Mountain, and lots of toys coming through, and we have just started this 6 o'clock hour, so more to come. Still time to head down. I know the roads are a little treacherous right now, but it is starting to steady out here. But taking a look at that satellite radar, we can see that Kingston starting to see a little bit of rain and freezing rain moving through. The snowfall warning is still in place here until tomorrow, so there is reduced visibility for pretty much most of eastern Ontario. And Environment Canada, as mentioned, calling for perhaps an additional 3 to 5 centimeters into the evening and into our early morning. Right now, though, across the region, temperature is sitting around -4, -5 degrees. The flurries making its way through, and it should lighten up early in the hours of the morning. But keep in mind, we are going to get a windy Thursday here in the capital with wind gusts up to 50 kilometers per hour. So while we will see a daytime high of -9, it will be much chillier with that wind. We'll have a look at this and much more of your long-term forecast in just a bit. Patricia.
Ottawa police now say a Greely man missing since 2019 was likely the victim of a homicide, and they're offering a substantial reward to anyone who can provide information in his death. CTV's Dylan Dyson is covering this for us tonight. Dylan.
Yeah, Patricia, it's a $75,000 reward in the case involving Corey Baldwin. The Ottawa man was last seen at his Greely home in April 2019, but wasn't reported missing until December of that year. Now police believe he has been murdered.
I'm here today to tell you that we believe Corey is a victim of a homicide.
A case gone cold that Ottawa police are hoping to reignite. Ottawa's Corey Baldwin, missing since 2019, now believed to be dead.
Today, the Ottawa police is also announcing a $75,000 reward for any information leading to the arrest of his killer.
Baldwin, who would be 48 years old today, resided in Ottawa's southeast end and disappeared from his home in Greely. He was last known to be in Montreal in April 2019. It's believed he was also in British Columbia shortly before he went missing.
Corey's life was in Ottawa. His family was in Ottawa. He had a company here in Ottawa. So why he was in Montreal, and we know for sure he was in Montreal just prior to his disappearance. We don't know for sure that he was in BC.
Investigators say they have noticed a decrease in people coming forward with information and believe cash rewards can be a motivating factor. But despite this, Ottawa police say it has never paid out a cash reward.
Part of the reason we're offering the $75,000 is we know there's people out there. We know there's people in the Montreal area. We know there's people possibly in British Columbia, in the Ottawa area, that have information on Corey's last moments prior to being murdered.
At this time, police say they have no suspects. It has been 1 year since the homicide unit took over the case and several months since it has been deemed a murder.
We are convinced this is a homicide. We have information, we have evidence that this is a homicide. I'm not going to get into those details, but we are satisfied this is a homicide investigation.
Now, police believe Baldwin was murdered approximately at the same time he was reported missing in December 2019, but at this time, no remains have been found. Patricia.
CTV's Dylan Dyson live for us tonight. Thank you.
Still ahead, stress at the store. A new survey says grocery prices are the #1 financial concern for Canadians. That story coming up.
Well, a man is facing impaired driving charges after colliding head-on with a snowplow in the city's south end. The crash happened just before midnight. Police say the driver was going the wrong way down Limebank Road and hit a snowplow near Earl Armstrong. The man was brought to hospital in serious condition. Police say he had a blood alcohol concentration more than twice the legal limit. The driver of the snowplow was not injured. And a U.S. driver is facing impaired driving charges after allegedly failing to stop for border guards at an Eastern Ontario border crossing. It happened in Lansdowne Monday afternoon. Police say the driver was arrested after the incident. The 27-year-old from Ohio was charged with operation while impaired. The accused was held in custody and is scheduled to appear in court in Brockville at a later date. A man from Deseronto, east of Napanee, is facing charges after an investigation in alleged sex crimes dating back more than a decade. Police say the offenses occurred between 2012 and 2025. The man, in his 30s, was arrested earlier this month. Police are not naming him to protect the victim's identity. He's charged with corrupting children and invitation to sexual touching of a person under 16. Well, for months, residents and business owners in Chinatown have raised concerns about open drug use, crime, and homelessness. They say it's tied to a private, safer supply clinic operating in the area. And now, local officials have filed a formal complaint about that clinic and the way it operates. New Dawn Medical opened up on Somerset Street West in June, right after another private safe supply clinic closed at the same location. CTV's Caitlin Wilson joins us live now with more on this. Caitlin.
Yeah, Patricia, those in the area say safety issues have been growing, and now a formal complaint is calling for an investigation into the clinic where patients recovering from drug abuse receive prescribed alternatives to street drugs. Trung Tang grew up in his family's grocery store. Now he owns it, but he says his wife is afraid to work alone.
My wife, she can be scared, so I'm stuck here.
Even with security cameras, he says theft and open drug use has become part of daily life.
Sometimes they just come in and they grab stuff and they go out, and we cannot do anything. They're quite quick.
Residents and businesses along Somerset Street West say many of the problems are tied to New Dawn Medical, a private safer supply clinic that opened in June. It took over the former Northwood recovery site, but locals say the issues that existed with that clinic have continued. And according to the BIA, at least one business has already left the area.
The social disorder that's happening near that location has deeply affected the livelihood of both residents and businesses.
Now the concerns have reached Ontario's medical regulator. In a formal complaint sent Monday, MPP Catherine McKenney and area councillor Ariel Troster are calling on the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Ontario to investigate the clinic's prescribing volume and concerns that some of those pills are ending up on the street, along with broader oversight issues.
There are other clinics that are doing this better, that are doing it more responsibly, that are removing people from the program if they're caught diverting drugs. But this clinic doesn't seem to be responsible or accountable to the community, and enough is enough.
The letter also cites brief virtual appointments, limited monitoring of patients, and visible daily drug use in the immediate area. In a statement, New Dawn says its goal is to help patients get off street drugs, reduce overdoses, and save lives. Adding safety is a priority, we are confident in our clinic's protocols and procedures, and physicians at our clinics do a combination of virtual and in-person care. But for Tang, it comes down to one thing, feeling safe in his own store.
The worst thing is the things that is not expensive, but we are afraid of them, not losing the stuff.
The College of Physicians and Surgeons confirmed it received the letter, saying the college takes complaints seriously. In an interview with News Talk 580 CFRA's Christy Cameron, Catherine McKenney disputed New Dawn's claim that a doctor is on site. Patricia?
CTV's Caitlin Wilson live for us tonight. Thank you. And we have extended coverage of the concerns about the safer supply clinic in that Chinatown neighborhood. There are more stories online at ctvnewsottawa.ca. Well, it's a devastating blow to the University of Ottawa's campus radio station. After 50 years, CHUO 89.1 FM will go radio silent on Monday. It was unable to raise the funds needed to stay on the air and now is preparing to shut down operations. CTV's Kimberly Fowler joins us live in studio with more on this. Kimberly.
Well, Patricia, the campus station was first established in 1975 and for 5 decades has been the voice and a lifeline for many communities and demographics across Ottawa.
It's that voice they need to keep. They need to save that voice.
A small group of student volunteers from the station were out protesting the closure outside Taberry Hall today. Over the past 2 weeks, the station has been trying to raise $150,000 by the December 15th deadline to stay on the air. But CHUO's board of directors decided it was too much, ending the campaign, meaning the station will shut down. Now, some of the station's hosts say the station helped provide support to overlooked groups in the community.
We represent underrepresented voice. We represent the community that haven't been heard anywhere else, or even on the mainstream.
People are really upset. People are bewildered, as we are, as to the lack of transparency. And people really feel like there was not enough of a fight put up to save CHUO.
Some close to the station say the writing's been on the wall for about 2 years now when CHUO Ottawa students voted in a referendum to end a special levy that sent funding to the station. Now, they say since then, the station's board of directors haven't been able to find or coordinate other streams of revenue. Now, although CHUO will go silent on Monday, the station will continue airing pre-recorded content until March, and that's to fulfill an existing contract with CRTC licensing. Patricia.
CTV's Kimberly Fowler live for us tonight. Thank you.
I used to be able to get 6 bags of groceries for $200, you know?
Coming up, we'll share the top financial concern for Canadians heading into 2026, according to a new survey. Jackie.
Thanks so much, Patricia. Hangout Plus Orleans, we've got Emma here. How excited are you? You're part of the shopping center to have everyone here. How does that feel?
It's amazing. Honestly, I think every year we see such a big response from the community, but this year by far has been the biggest.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. And we have Mark here as well. You were telling me that you actually saw us at the 5 o'clock and you came down and donated toys?
That's right. I saw her out at 5 o'clock and I ran over to Mastermind Toys and I'm just like, all right, let's hook up some kids. Let's do it.
I love that. Thank you so much for your generosity. Mark's going to hand that off to Glenn. And we're going to showcase our dancers here, Arise School of Dance. We're going to enjoy their little performance here, working hard all season long. And here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam, showcasing Parliament Hill, decked out in holiday lights, current temperature -5.
SNR Mechanical is proud to partner with Toy Mountain once again this year.
Drop off your unwrapped presents to our office location here in Orleans on Vanguard Drive.
SNR Mechanical and Toy Mountain.
Helping families this holiday season.
Well, the only way to approach the drive this evening is with caution. Everything's moving, but moving slowly out there on a snowy Wednesday evening. Well, unfortunately, it does not seem like Canadians' financial concerns will be easing in 2026. According to a new survey, many are feeling squeezed as they head into the new year, and it likely comes as no surprise that grocery prices remain the #1 worry. Here's CTV's Dave Charbonneau.
There's been no price relief at the grocery store.
I used to be able to get 6 bags of groceries for $200, you know?
Food inflation was at 3.5% in October. Now there are less items in shopping carts.
How much did you spend today? Probably close to $300 for, what is this, 2 bags of groceries.
A new Nanos research survey shows the cost of groceries remains the top concern for families. Personal debt, housing costs, and job security also rank high. One food expert says more families should save food.
Because it is the holidays, we're going to try and cook a lot, and then we really do need to freeze it and save it afterwards. So hopefully we're still eating our Christmas dinners at the end of January, but we're pulling them out of the freezer and they're still tasting yummy.
The latest food price report released by Dalhousie University projects a family of 4 will spend an additional $994 on groceries in 2025. Shoppers dealing with the stubborn high prices in different ways.
Well, I think they're quite high, especially for fresh vegetables. We don't really have the individual farmers that that you can go to and buy a lot of stuff from. We don't have that.
I'm here every day, and I'm going for the low items, low cost, because it's crazy,
And with grocery prices so high, cheaper meals sometimes mean turning to fast food.
I can understand also why families will go to McDonald's or pizzas, because it's cheaper to feed a family that way.
Dave Charbonneau, CTV News.
Well, we are getting another wallop of winter weather here in Ottawa and across the region. The city looking a little like a snow globe today with the snow falling for much of the morning and afternoon, and it is expected to continue overnight as well. That's pretty. And you're looking at it from inside as we go out to Jackie at Place d'Orleans for another full look at the forecast. Jackie.
Well, thanks so much, Patricia. Right now, temperature is pretty mild considering the deep freeze that we went through the last couple of days, but I feel like that's long forgotten given all the snow that we've had in the last 24 hours. -4 is where we're at right now, but with the wind chill feeling more like -10. We did see a daytime high of -2, and the snow is likely going to stick around into the evening and a little bit into tomorrow, too. Don't be surprised that parts of Eastern Ontario could see some flurries, but for the most part, it is going to taper off. We could see an additional 2 to 4 centimeters of snow moving in for Thursday. Keep in mind, the snowfall warning is still in effect for Eastern Ontario, so this means that we are seeing reduced visibility on the roads, so just plan accordingly if you are traveling out and about. Tonight's lows across the region, about -10 for Cornwall here in Ottawa, -14 in Pembroke and Petawawa, -9 in Kemptville, and tomorrow's daytime highs, we're going to start to see that cold weather returning once again. -9 is what our daytime high will be, -7 in Kingston, -7 also in Trenton, -11 in Mont-Tremblant. And keep in mind, you'll notice that today is going to be a lot more comfortable than tomorrow when the wind starts to pick up. We're going to see wind gusts up to 50 kilometers an hour at times, but for the most part, just bundle up. Stay indoors if you can, because it will be a chilly one. Across the country now, -8 in Fredericton, where the snow continues to fall, as well as here in Ontario. Much of the area seeing at least flurries, especially in Windsor. Freezing mark is the temperature there. And then when we look to the prairies, you've got that Arctic chill moving through, -15 in Winnipeg, -11 in Edmonton. But Vancouver, rainy with that 10-degree temperature on the positive side. Now that 7-day forecast brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Center. Visit their website to nominate someone to win the gift of hearing. So we have a few flurries coming in for Thursday, likely. Friday, that will be our break. A lot of people are asking, when's the snow going to stop, or when are we going to see dry conditions? That will be Friday with a mix of sun and cloud. Daytime high -6. We could see the return of these flurries for Saturday and Sunday, but then the temperatures will also take a dip by the time Sunday and Monday roll around. Ready to make this holiday season truly unforgettable? Well, Charm Diamond Centers is here to help. As a proudly Canadian family-owned business for over 50 years, they've been creating countless cherished love stories, and we're making it even easier to give the gift of a lifetime. You have the chance to win a spectacular $2,500 gift card. Scan the QR code on the bottom of your screen to visit ctvottawa.ca to enter. Wishing you the best of luck. And that's it for us here for now. Very soon, though, Patricia, we are going to be showcasing all the toys that have been donated here for Toy Mountain at Place d'Orleans. And by the looks of this and the shape that we are in, it looks like we are definitely building the Toy Mountain here in Ottawa. Back to you.
A very generous community. Thank you, Jackie. Well, coming up, the Ontario government is making changes in Eastern Ontario to better serve Francophone residents. We'll have those details after the break.
The Davidson family believes that every child deserves a toy on Christmas morning.
Drop off your new unwrapped gifts at any of our 11 Davidson locations.
The Davidson family and Toy Mountain, helping families this holiday season.
Now, some other stories you need to know right now. Some residents living in Eastern Ontario will soon have more access to provincial services in French. The Ontario government is expanding French services in 6 areas across the province, including in Renfrew County and Stormont, Dundas, Glengarry. It means provincial agencies such as Service Ontario will have to offer services in French. There will be a transition period over the next few years, with the new rules set to officially take effect in January 2029.
Sanderson has a look and fires. Puck Markstrom save loose in front of score.
Well, Drake Batherson opened the scoring for the Sens at the Canadian Tire Centre last night and actually scored 2 in this game, including one that was not allowed, taken back. If he had had 3, it might have made a difference. A tight game sparked a debate over whether that goal should have counted, but it did not. The team has now lost 5 of their last 6 games, including the 4-3 result in this one last night. They now head out on the road, taking on the Columbus Blue Jackets tomorrow night. Well, it was not a successful night on the ice. The Sens Community Foundation did make a big impact off the ice, phones lighting up throughout the game as people called in to make donations to the Sens Ignite Hope Telethon, which supports several charities in our region. Last night's event raised more than $168,000, which will go towards the Capital, City Condors, Roger Neilson Children's Hospice, the Icebreakers, and the Royal. Congratulations to them. Great work. Good job by Claire Hanna hosting that as well. As we want to go back to Jackie at Place d'Orleans, who was also at the telethon last night, but is now busy helping to build Toy Mountain. Jackie.
Yes, it's been a week, if not a month, of generous giving by the people of Ottawa, and we continue to help build Toy Mountain. Emma Martin, you are with Place d'Orleans. Just talk about the support that you have received so far. I'm just astonished by all of these shopping carts and boxes just from tonight.
We're surrounded completely. You know, every year we have people who come in early before we even open up our collection location, and they are ready to donate. They want to donate, and it's the most beautiful thing.
And again, the donation drop-off is just right here by Santa's Village and Santa. So if you see Santa, then you do know that this is where you drop off the donations. I want to talk to the RCMP crew here. You're a civilian with the RCMP, Julie. Yes. Talk about just this generous support here today.
This is the 8th year that we're doing this, and we're helping out a dear friend this year who wasn't able to do it, and yeah, we had fun.
Maurice, just how many loads of toys? This is all you guys.
Yes, it's a pleasure to help get a smile on the face of every children.
Thank you so much. And speaking of children, who do we have here?
Hi, I'm Jillian, and I'm just really proud of my mom for doing this.
Thank you so much. And yourself?
Hi, I'm Happy, and I'm really proud we donate all these toys to Toy Mountain. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's give them a round of applause, of course. And you can hear the voice in the background. We've got Glenn Van Gulik with the Salvation Army. We talk about the need, and it's getting greater each and every year.
Every single year, you know, the Salvation Army has seen growing numbers of families coming in to see us, needing toys at the holidays time, of course, but our teams are sitting down with them, talking about what those other needs are, whether it's food insecurity, not enough to get from the beginning of the month to the end of the month. Just the other day, had a family saying they didn't have snowsuits for the kids. These are the kinds of things that the Salvation Army can help out with as a result of Toy Mountain and people coming in through that. So generous with all these groups.
Well, thank you so much, Glenn. And you heard it here. It's with your support that we can help not just build a Toy Mountain, but make a wonderful holiday come to life here for people in Ottawa. Thank you guys so much for donating these toys. The party continues here at Place d'Orleans. Take a look, Patricia, at all these wonderful donations. We love seeing it here at Place d'Orleans. We'll take it back to you in studio.
Wonderful kids, proud of their parents, the whole thing. Thank you, Jackie.
Can we sell that American liquor, use the profit, and give it to Ontario's food banks? Have it do some good?
Well, just ahead, a debate about what to do with all the U.S. liquor pulled off LCBO shelves. Should the province sell it and give the proceeds to charity? Why not everyone is loving that idea?
Get the latest live local breaking news. Sign up now for our morning and evening CTV News Ottawa newsletter. The best local content from CTV News, Your Morning Ottawa, and News Talk 580 CFRA. Get it all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewsottawa.ca. The CTV News Ottawa newsletter is brought to you in part by CAA Business.
Well, the Bell Media building is lit up bigger and brighter this year thanks to our friends at Christmas Decor from Nutrilon. Millions of dollars of American liquor is sitting in storage after it was pulled from LCBO shelves at the start of the trade war. Now the Ontario Liberals are calling on the government to sell it and donate the proceeds to local food banks. CTV's Queen's Park Bureau Chief Siobhan Morris has more.
It was packed away in March. Loads of California wines and Kentucky bourbon. Ontario's salvo in the U.S. trade war.
Can we sell that American liquor, use the profit, and give it to Ontario's food banks? Have it do some good?
Ontario's sitting on $80 million of unsold American booze. About $2 million of that is about to expire.
Will he pour all that U.S. booze down the drain or let the LCBO sell it to help food banks feed families?
The Ford government says Ontario vintners, brewers and distillers have seen their sales soar since the U.S. competition has been in storage.
To put American alcohol back on the shelves would mean we're saying to all of those Ontario employees, you're not valued.
Manitoba put some of its American booze back on the market for charity just today. People even lined up to snag a bottle of previously forbidden brew. Nova Scotia, Newfoundland and Labrador, and PEI have similar plans for their U.S. stock.
Well, I'd have to talk with the LCBO and see what they have to think.
The Premier stressing taking American alcohol out of circulation was meant to send a message.
Until Donald Trump gets back and starts signing a deal, stops going after our manufacturing, going after our companies, going after our communities and families, we need to hit back.
Shoppers are raising a glass to selling U.S. booze again.
That's a good idea.
I'm all right with that. As long as we're helping people here in Canada.
That's good. Why not? It'll help anyone in need.
The CEO of Toronto's Daily Bread Food Bank says revenue from these sales would go far, but the fix would be temporary.
I would love to see that $80 million develop $80 million worth of affordable housing or $80 million worth of supports to those on OW or ODSP.
Structural changes to keep people from needing to turn to food banks in the first place.
Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
Well, as expected, the Bank of Canada held its key lending rate, 2.25%. BNN Bloomberg's Marella Fernandez has more on the reasons behind that decision.
The governor for the Bank of Canada says the rate is where it needs to be to keep inflation in check. Tiff Macklem had hinted the rate would stay the same in October. And with growth in the economy and positive employment data, the bank decided not to move. But the governor did point to Canada working through a structural adjustment, which he is keeping a close eye on. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is up to 72.49. West Texas Intermediate crude is up to 58.79. Western Canadian Select is down to 44.53. And the TSX gained 246 points today for another record close. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marella Fernandez.
The stigma of buying used items and giving them as gifts has gone away.
With the high cost of living, many people are looking for ways to save money during the holiday shopping season. Just ahead, we'll share some tips on how to find thrifted or secondhand gifts. As it gets more expensive to buy Christmas gifts, many families are looking for ways to save money. That's where Thriftmas comes in. It's a growing trend where shoppers buy thrifted or secondhand gifts to put under the tree. CTV's Pat Foran has more.
Vintage Vendors in Oshawa describes itself as retro, antique, and unique, but it's also part of the thrifting culture taking hold with many consumers. Susan Johnson says there are more than 100 vendors here with items that could make for a great present.
The stigma of buying used items and giving them as gifts has gone away.
Retro Christmas goods are highly sought after at this time of year. Another popular segment is vintage clothing. Many younger buyers see it as a way to purchase higher quality goods that are often hard to find.
I don't think this will last very long in the store because the fact that it's the bay, it's this gorgeous red color looks like amazing condition.
Consumer Reports says thrifting has gone mainstream and people are more willing to accept a secondhand item.
I think people's feelings towards that have changed a lot in the last couple of years. Thrifting can help you find something really special and meaningful for the people on your list.
Researchers also say consider refurbished electronics, as you can often get something used that's dependable for a fraction of the price. Your best bets are smartphones that are no more than 3 generations old, laptops, desktops, monitors, gaming consoles, TVs less than 3 years old, cameras, routers, and audio devices. Consider refurbished products sold at big box stores, which often come with a return policy or warranty. No matter what kind of secondhand item you buy, it's also good for the planet.
All the items we have here, if we weren't reselling them and reusing them and recycling them, they would be ending up in the landfills.
When it comes to toys, many people are nostalgic for the past. They love collecting Hot Wheels, Superman, Batman, and anything Star Wars.
toys from the 90s are really hot right now for the kids that are in their 30s right now. They're buying stuff that they played with.
By thrifting items or checking out vintage shops, you could discover some unique goods you won't find anywhere new, and you may save some money at the same time. Pat Foran, CTV News.
It reminds me of my grandfather's generosity.
Well, coming up, have you ever dreamed of owning an original painting by one of the most famed artists of the 20th century? We'll tell you about a charity raffle that is giving people the chance to turn that dream into a reality. Jackie.
Well, thanks so much, Patricia. We got wonderful donors or donations here. 9-round kickboxing fitness, Trim and Innes Road. Leanne, how excited are you to be here tonight?
So excited. It was just fun to bring all these toys in for all the kids.
Thank you so much for this. And who else do we have here?
We're here representing Microsoft Canada. I'm super happy to give back to the community.
Look at these shopping carts. We also have Heart of Orleans BIA.
Yes, we're here. Thank you for having us.
We also have Aqua Tots Swim School. Look at this donation.
Oh my goodness, so excited to be here.
And we finally have Cowan here as well with the shopping cart.
We're happy to be able to brave the storm and build the mountain.
Look at these toys. Thank you so much. And again, we want to take you to commercial break with Arise School of Dance, giving us a wonderful performance here today at Place d'Orleans. And here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam, where we are showcasing downtown Ottawa, where it's still pretty mild outside, current temperature -5.
Well, tomorrow on CTV Your Morning Ottawa, we check out this week's new movies, including the latest from Oscar-winning director James L. Brooks. Wake up the right way with Your Morning Ottawa starting at 6 a.m.
Hairstyles, courtesy of Salon Fiorella.
Well, the snow continues to fall. When will it end? Back out to Jackie for one last recap of the weather at Place d'Orleans. Jackie?
Yes, Patricia, a lot of people asking, when will the snow end? Well, for the next couple of hours into our overnight, we'll likely see the snow moving through, maybe an additional 3 to 5 centimeters. And then tomorrow morning, there could be a pause, but we could see a few flurries moving through. At most, we could see between 2 to 4 centimeters for the rest of our Thursday. Daytimes are starting things off about -9. Those winds, though, are going to be pretty rough. It's going to be going up to about 50 kilometers per hour. So bundle up, stay indoors if you can. By Friday, we will see a break in these snow and flurries where we will see a mix of sun and cloud, -6 the daytime high. And then by the time we get into our Sunday, even our Monday, temperatures are going to start to drop, where -10 will be our daytime high. And that is it from us here at Place d'Orleans. Glenn Van Gulik, you have people you want to shout out who
Well,
came.
we've got the Canadian Blood Services here dropping off toys as well.
Thank you so much for this donation. What does it mean to you guys to give back during this holiday season?
We love giving back, and we're here to donate to the Toy Mountain, and we do hope that we'll have some folks come out and donate plasma at the Orleans Donation Center. Sometime between now and January 3rd, you'll make a meaningful contribution to all hospital patients, and we really appreciate your contributions.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Let's give the Canadian Blood Services a round of applause. And finally, Glenn, just remind people, where are we on Monday?
Oh, we're going to be at Best Buy. So come on out to Best Buy on Coventry Road. Alex Brawley and the entire team, they're bringing all the toys in from Best Buy's to the one location. So join us and visit toymountain.ca to learn where you can drop off a toy.
We'll appreciate it. So again, Place d'Orleans, one of those drop-off locations. Thank you again for the generous donations here today. Take a look at all of this, Patricia and Kimberly. How wonderful. And thank you so much to everyone who's come in today to drop off a toy and help build a toy mountain.
Looking pretty Christmas ready at Place d'Orleans. Thanks very much, Jackie. Yeah, I know the need for plasma goes up in the holidays too. Just chatting with them the other day, so maybe people will consider that. Kimberly Fowler is looking ahead to our 11:30 news tonight. What is happening, Kimberly?
Well, the big story, the snow. We'll keep an eye on that for sure. Just a reminder, the city issued that overnight parking ban. That's going on until 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. And on this story, roughly 6 million Canadians are in need of a family doctor. That's a slight improvement from about 3 years ago. Now, while the federal government is increasing primary care providers and fast-tracking foreign-trained doctors, we'll have more tonight on some of the new programs starting up across the province to help you find a family doctor. And you can get the news anytime, anywhere at ctvnewsottawa.ca. Join me tonight for CTV News at 11:30.
Good stuff. Thank you. And finally for us tonight, an original Picasso painting worth $1.6 million is being raffled off for charity.
It reminds me of my grandfather's generosity for his family, for his friends, but also for big causes, and especially during the Civil War in Spain or the Second World War.
That is Pablo Picasso's grandson who was helping with the raffle. The portrait of a woman was painted in 1941. So up to 120,000 tickets will be sold online at €100 each. The winner will be announced in April. The proceeds from the ticket sales are being donated to Alzheimer's research, so that's wonderful. But imagine just a regular one of us, average person, having a chance to maybe have that in your art collection.
Yeah, we can pool our money together. €100 doesn't seem like that expensive for all of us.
And then whose office does it go in here?
We'll decide.
Maybe
take turns
over the shoulder on this side. That would be incredible. Yeah. Do you have some great artwork at your place? Anything you've done yourself?
No, but my cousin actually did a portrait of me. I can send you a photo of it.
Okay.
It's great. I love it.
Raffle
it's over my
off.
fireplace.
€1. Raffle. Okay, good stuff, Kimberly. 11:30 tonight, and we'll see you back here tomorrow at 6.